Manisha Sangani is, a charter member with Time Mumbai, very recently engaged, but very, very active in this brief period. So she's been doing mentoring, she's been speaking not only in Mumbai but other chapters, and she's gone and talked about her own story under the umbrella of Thai Street Shakti. So we've got some good momentum going with Manisha. You all have read her profile, so I'm not getting into the details, but she's the lady behind the brand Aspen and also Jimmy Jewelry. So that's a very brief introduction of Manisha. Please add if you wish. And let's get with the topic of how do you take your product to market. You all have a product in the market at some point. We want to see how to scale further.
What I've done is just yesterday, in 2 days, I put in certain facts. Your life just flows, and there are a lot of women basically have a great instinct, and our gut tells us the right route to follow, and most of the time we manage it right. So a lot of things have happened by chance, but we don't realize. So I have an ending with the trajectory of my life from my schooling till there, that I think every small part within my life has assisted me in doing whatever I have done now, and the positivity we've had. As a group, when we go through at the end, I'll show you that we had a very bad time. There was a business we had, and overnight we lost 100% of the business. At that time we had 300 employees. So we could, totally be demoralized, let the employees go. But at that stage, the employees said, no, we believe in you. In the last so many years we've been with you, and you always managed. And that's when you realize that, okay, I am someone who can throw up ideas and keep doing something new. If the team believes, because a lot of times we don't, we just go with the flow. We don't think that we're doing something different. And that's when, and we continued, and it's been great. Actually, every adversity we've had has been beneficial in the long run. There was a time where I felt, when it happened, I'm 40, at 40, where do I start again? But then I was working for others. This is my own intellectual property, right? So whatever it is, there's a value that's lifelong. So this is something I would say that whatever you do, one learning I got was, if you have your business, have you registered it legally? Have you got the intellectual property rights for it? In other countries. Today, Aspen has been asked for in 7 other countries, and it's really horrendous for me to register. So these are small things. The cost is not too high. Anyone who wants details, if you know that you have a USP in your product, there's something different, just go out. Wherever you feel that it's not interesting or it's too much, because I wasn't sure how it was supposed to go, I put in a lot of details. So it's taking your product to market. Each person has that, and I see when I'm hearing all of you all, there's a lot that I'm learning from you all, and I know I'm going to connect with a lot of you all now. All of us have a great product, and at the right quality, right price. How do we know? Quite often, we are like parents that we think our product is fabulous. Either there are some who are not confident and think it's okay, they won't budge ahead. And there are some who think it's the best, but how do you get the market factor in? The best is what most of the people have done is exhibition route. The exhibition route, you are face to face with the customer. You're seeing if the product is right, the price is right. So basically, at that moment when you start, your investment capability is limited. Risk taking is also limited. So the exhibition cum sale is a good way to tap the market. But over there, your audience is very limited, because you don't know what kind of exhibition. You've done great exhibitions where I know that you've been overcrowded and could handle it. And you've also been at exhibitions, I'm sure, where there were no walk-ins. So this is disheartening, but this is a learning curve. There are limitations of scaling up, because you're only talking to that few consumers who keep coming in and out, whichever area. But it's an excellent way to test market, what I just said. And the face-to-face on your price quality is established, because that's when you learn your packaging. The main things when I did my exhibitions is I learned how people liked it, packaging, because you like a certain way and you keep learning from others, and that's when I'm saying that you need to have a team, but the eye contact and conversation and follow-up is the most important for you, because that is literally what you get. The pros and cons, either you have an exhibition at home or an art gallery. It's cost effective, flexible time, honest feedback. price validation I think you've gone through, and you read the pulse of the market. But negative is there's a limited audience, gauging the right exhibitions, low walk-ins, street crowd, window shopping, and you may have people, especially Sundays, I believe at all exhibitions is the worst. You get really riff-raff crowd. I know, I've done it, when I did M Square. And it's tiring on your feet. The next logical step is to make the product available at multiple permanent stores like you've done at, I think,
before you go ahead, Manisha, how many of you have already had exhibitions in this group?
I think 2 of them.
Yeah. And any experience or anything that, your feedback in terms of negative or positive?
That's exactly what she's saying.
Yeah.
Exactly to the T. Experienced it all.
Anything that you want to add?
And what we realized was somehow we thought that exhibitions didn't work much for us. We did a lot of hard work put in, but we thought that we'd rather channelize our energies to something which was more, we would say, I don't know what, something more permanent and more concrete than doing exhibitions.
I would add on that when we started our business, we started with supplying to a designer store, where we started supplying to them. So then going backwards became difficult for us. And she was very excited about the exhibitions. I was little hesitant about it because I thought, that again going like it was, you start off with exhibitions and then go to designer stores. As you said, supply to various stores. Here we used to sell one piece 30-40 at a time, and here it used to be exhibition styling like that in front of a customer, but we got real good feedback.
That's what I say. When you supply to the store, you didn't know whether you were underpriced, you were overpriced, what your margin should be, and what is the consumer looking for. Trust me, after reaching here, and we have, I'm supplying Aspen to 250 outlets all India.
Right.
I'm planning to go back to the exhibition route because I want to see the pulse of the market. There's a time we've expanded so much that I feel I have de-aligned myself.
Only thing we had to have a mindset and not that we are not getting anything from this, but we are getting a fee. Good feedback.
Yeah, it's
That's
a whole
it.
bit that
It's
way.
an advertising cost because
Yes.
even the worst of exhibitions have been beneficial to me. Either in terms of a back end or coming or one exhibition where I've done a loss, but one customer asked which exhibition and will give me a bulk order of or something.
So
Yes. Plus you're putting a face to your product.
Yes.
They associate with me as being cocktail and now they know whatever. So that trust factor comes when you're seeing a face behind that.
Absolutely.
So that helps. So I totally see it. Of course, it's tiring. It
But
is now
it's-
more
yeah.
expensive and much
This
more
is-
risk now with
yeah.
exhibitions coming diamond dozen everywhere. But you consider it as an advertising cost. It's never a loss.
But I'm cutting it down to 3.
Yeah.
I did exhibitions when I did M Square, the Italian Silver Jubilee, which is years ago. A lot of people I meet on the street recognize me as a person from M Square. A lot of people don't know I'm face of Aspen. Okay, because that's been in my boardroom in my office. So that's 1. 2, the feedback I got here on M Square. 3, the advertisement, because there's a recall on the brand. M Square, I've done 0 advertisement. On Aspen, we've spent a lot of money, but M Square still, whoever visited me at the exhibition remembers. So that's without realizing it's under the line advertisement, and it's your ROI on that is long term.
Yeah, so you don't think as if, you get a commercially, you don't take it, but advertisement and feedback from the customers, that's the best.
No, and vis-a-vis you're direct in competition with your competitors. So
Right.
if for whatever reason that person's product is going, it's an eye-opener for you. Because like you said, you think your product is the best, but that thing is still selling.
Yeah.
So,
And I guess the next logical step is what you're already doing, is make the product available at multiple permanent stores with regular clientele, which you're already doing. But all of them must be taking down consignment from you.
Yes.
But you're limited because you're giving it to single boutiques. Okay, and you set up your own boutique. You know that setting up your own boutique, you need to have manpower, you need to pay rent for it, and there are certain overheads, whether, depending on the turnover, and you have to bring customers to your boutique. So there's a positive and negative there too. And the network with it, so I gave Archie's, that's how I started M Square when I started. Archie's, Odyssey, Landmark. That time I didn't have Tresori, and we did Premsand. I was also in Premsand, I forgot. So So M Square was in Number Sons, Gravesons, all those boutiques. But I know what it was. They didn't treat it, with dignity. You did not have a brand presence. I've just put that down, that these are the few things that you'll see. So the easy accessibility to merchandiser, because in single stores you can go and give the product. It's very easy. You just have to talk to the owner, they'll carry it for you. And anyone who's looking for novelties and freshness will go to these smaller stores. So you will get that. You need not invest in huge quantum of stock. So your investment in stocks, like if you go into a shop stop or something or your own chain, then it's like you need to go for 300 outlets. Here you're testing it out with 5-7 and you're letting. And department stores, you have market. So again, exhibition, that was very nice. You got market intelligence of what the competition has. And the brand awareness is not there at these small stores because they don't give you your branding and everything. So it's only thing is the customers walking into this boutique mostly are low ticket value sales, right? And then the product ambience is low and the system. So you're not getting a analysis of what's selling. So it's just at the end of the day, they don't have a system. So you don't have a software. So there's a lot of legwork you got to do after that.
So here, let's, each one of you, any specialty store that you've thought of, you're already going to do business with or doing business with. You're going to start RC what with your...
So we've started with Anita Longre stores. So Global AC supplying to Global AC as well as Anita Longre. They both have different price points. So we entered in the lower price. We entered actually with a 250 rupee sale value. Because there was just no way we would have got to break into 1850 and 245. So that was our specialty. But we said, we have to do something. They said, get it at this price. Get us something at this price and we'll take it from you. So we started 250, 350. They had confidence in us and then we moved on to 650 and 850. That also gave them a lot of confidence and then finally we did what we actually love doing was 1850, 2450, 9500 plus products. That's where they had Kimaya also, we went the same way. They said, come price with and we did start the low pricing, but ultimately they realized that everything is selling. Whatever they're doing is going, so why not? So then again we scaled up. But yes, our aspirations are to reach higher designer stores, high-end designer stores like maybe Manisha or Sabya Sachi or Satya Paul, to create a special line of jewelry exclusively to them so that we can get some brand value attached to us. So that is our ultimate.
But at these stores, you're not selling as your brand name. Your tag says, but then...
Kimaya, yes, tag with our tag, but again there is no branding. There is no Arsia jewelry written anywhere. Anita Longre also sells, but again there is no branding. There is Arsia written, but then there is no brand value, there is no branding. So that is what now we are trying to get into. That wherever we would have our presence, like we have at 18th Road, Nazaka, it's a store called Nazaka, where we have our own, we'll be having our own signage saying Arsia jewelry, and then we are putting our jewelry out there. So that is our dream now, to go wherever we go under the brand Arsia jewelry. We should put up at the international airport right now because it's our own, and we want to go ahead now.
So have you registered your brand?
With me, what's happening in cocktail is because it's got a certain thing associated with it that it's designer, classy, but value for money kind of thing attached to it. So there are a lot of stores which are not designer like compared to Treasury, but which would give me a good sale. But for the fear of putting it down my product, I'm not putting my products there because if like there's a Mahavir store in Sandipur, like an Alpha, would probably give me as much sale as Treasury or maybe more. But I have to break that as to how, so I'm figuring out to come up with another brand under the wing of cocktail, which is catering to this low market thing. Because I cannot sell a tissue box of mine if I'm selling one for say 800. I cannot sell for 400 because then people will think, yeah, 800 wala loot rahe. Because it has.
So you have to have a different line.
So I need to now come up with, and that's what I want to strategize, that move to. Then I have to come under a different band. And the same way I want to come under a high-end product that I'm selling a tissue box of 5,000, 2,000. But then for that, that's what I'm working at. And I'll have to have a number of banners, like that's what we'll be doing. The example that Titan has come up with, Xylus as well as the low brand. They could have very well had everything under the name of Titan, but no. That is what I didn't have the knowledge for, which my mentor just said, that you have to have a number of banners under you if you want to penetrate the market here as well as here. You can't put everything in under the cocktail because you will lose your knowledge customers there.
currently have your own store, right?
No. Even this what I'm having at Lakshmi is not my, it's basically what I had in June before was small, which is more for walk-in and by appointment only. Because I'm more interested in retailing out through the branded stores. But a lot of store people come over. So I need a better display. And a lot of my customers now when they need, they should know where to come to. And not just make their decisions.
How am I going to do?
Nothing much. Right now for us, it's more about educating people about the product because there is no category as such for our theme. It's like right now it's more of like a touch and feel product. In Himachal also when we launched it, it was like we had to do events, we had to show people, we gave out a lot of free samples, we did radio advertisements, we did newspaper advertisements. Right now we are actually into that where it's not only about just putting that picture somewhere or just saying it's body warmers. So what happens?
So connecting it to where Manisha is at this point from exhibition to the specialty store. So for example, I'll give you a suggestion right now. And what I'm going to do is that where people feel they're sorted fine and we have a group which is mixed. The whole idea is to become a think tank for each other as well.
Right.
So give suggestions, please feel free. So there are...
These are what you're into because
Sorry.
Okay.
Basically this is a product. It's basically a self-heating. We've just changed this for
Is it outside that product?
Yeah.
It's making a self-bomb.
Yeah, I feel very good. I'm actually my husband's biggest customer.
So,
Is it pharmacy a good idea?
We will be bringing the other product that we're coming up with. It's going to be branded as Blue Heat, which is going to be pains and aches.
Right.
That is going to be going to the pharmacies and everything, but again not as a medical product. Because in India with medicine, even if you put muscle, then I have like a long list of registrations and everything to do. So that's not what we're doing.
But even pharmacies carry a lot of these shampoos.
Exactly. So that's we are going to
we can go there.
That's actually we're saving that for the this thing. Right now we are selling this in a general store. In Himachal it's available in all regular general stores.
Manthan, there are a lot of specialty stores. Of course, when we were talking up north, whether it's Himachal and a lot of these Amritsars and Chandigarhs, you have a lot of stores where people need sweaters and there are these specialty stores.
Right.
In Mumbai itself, there are not many because our family doesn't support it, but there are a few.
Right.
And what we could do is we had one member who is actually into this specialty store for warmth. So we could try and put your product there, and it's actually a lady called Yukti. So
I was just going to talk about her.
Yeah,
I was just going to talk about her.
So,
I know her very well, and we could connect you to her. She's got a store in Bandra.
Yeah.
Fantastic location. She's doing fantastic business with a lot of corporates.
Yeah.
Which is very touch with her.
Exactly.
And we definitely get in touch with her. Right now, our thinking was when we actually got into this whole thing, we were thinking that we wanted the pricing also is we've kept it low because we wanted to cater to the masses, not only to the higher end.
Pricing is very
Very,
competitive.
very competitive.
What is the pricing? The big one is for 25, the small one is for 15.
It's
And
extremely competitive.
yeah, and the selling
These
fees
for charity cause right now, winter people would do it and give it distributed to the working
नहीं,
poor.
उनमें से हमारी नंबर काट देते ना आज पूरा बॉडी से
Highest company to give this charity thing for you, your product automatically gets branded.
I think that's a very good idea.
No, but she has to think about this is a one-time use for 8 hours.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this was great.
The oldest night in Bombay, 30 degree, उसके आगे बेच दोगे, so many people.
right now what we did is my son is in school, he's like 8 years old, so they were doing some project in school like collecting money to give them lotions, to these old age homes and all that, lotions and everything. So I just gave the school some bottles, like a few boxes to just distribute it among old age people, just as a charity thing, nothing otherwise. But yeah, they were very happy with it and
Sure, they would be.
yeah.
Great product. It's really good.
And right now it's like we are going a little this thing on the Bombay thing is because we are actually doing our learnings there. So we just did it in like November. We had a whole month where we just covered whole of Himachal. And right now, since as I said, our background is different, so we were still struggling with tying up with the distributor and having salespeople and everything. Because this is something. It's not like a store that I just put it all across the place
Yes, it's not.
people can just go. It's like about educating.
No, but that's exactly where Manisha is you a specialty store and to identify whether in Mumbai or even North, which are the stores that you should be talking to.
Correct.
Either go there directly or where you have networks like that and maybe friends like me who can help you connect.
I know what you did, and I'm sure you've done it. Sorry, just put up a little placard and all the sachets here. So there's warming. So even if you give it to the general store, you need to ask them to put it at a very give them an additional marketing expense or whatever from the margin, 10% that I wanted up front. Because
we're already doing that in Himachal.
That's why I said you must be
We're already doing that in Himachal right now. We are focusing there because it's like basically this is not my background. I have my own business and I export bed sheets and everything to Australia.
Okay.
That's what I actually do. And I'm basically a technical analyst for stocks. So that's something I just like to do, and fabrics is my passion. Right now I just got into this business because my husband is overloaded with his own thing. This is his dream and I just came into this just to support him. But now in fact I am more into it rather than him. So like my business is on the side and I'm handling his. So
have you thought about exports then?
Not as yet. We want to cover India right now. As she said, they are available, but as bags, that's pain and aches. They have this product, something similar. The temperature is lower in that.
But this pricing
you
will be
won't put it.
competitive.
That's true, but then again it would add up with the and that's also one more reason that we are keeping the pricing so low that we want to cut off all the competition. So people will think 10 times before coming into this because they are not going to make anything out of it. So that's the whole idea.
Lakshmi?
I don't think I can say too much about a offline retail store. The reason I came was I wanted to know how it is to have I have started an online party products theme, birthday party stuff and all that. So I am just considering whether it will help me to put up a retail space, like she said, for a face-to-face connect. Because in spite of being online, I realized that most of my reaction is from my immediate geography. People prefer, even if they're ordering online, they will still call me, talk to me and then order, And a lot of the stuff that I'm doing is personalized because they want at least there'll be one or two things in a party which is made to order. Nobody's picking everything off the shelf. So they are, just talking to them, giving them 20 minutes is what they want. Beyond the point that they may still pick up the same thing. So I felt the need for a retail space. I am not sure whether it's not viable to have a shop for.
So it may not be viable to have a shop, and we are right now talking about a specialty
Shop and shop
store.
kind of thing,
Like a specialty store where you can just supply a product to.
Yeah.
So, there are these birthday, let's say return gift kind of specialty stores.
Yeah.
Even the Archies,
Yeah, even Archies.
And
See,
even
what
Archies.
happens is that, I'm sure I'll
Have
get
you already
something out of
spoken
it.
to any of these?
I haven't spoken to them for multiple reasons. The first being, like she said, stock. Before I put in that money, I want to get an idea of some kind of test marketing before I really put in the money and get that much more stock, and to be able to keep it in 4-5 places. At the same time, a lot of them are they're not going to buy stock off me, okay? So it will be my investment, they'll hold it. These get damaged very quickly because it's paper products, it's disposables. And they do not have too much incentive to stock it. The stuff I have gone with when I started is like fairly expensive stuff because I'm importing it, I'm looking at food grade ink and I'm looking at high quality plastic lamination. There isn't the kind of demand that I thought there would be, to be fair. I'm getting.
What is your pricing like? If you're feeling it's
See, I have two sets. One is an Indian manufactured thing, which is around, let's say, 65 to 75 for 10 paper plates, and I have another imported stuff, which is around 200 for 10 paper plates. So it's not comparable at all. So the 65, 70 goes. The other one doesn't move much. But when it moves, there's somebody who wants that kind of quality, he picks up the whole lot, Then there are a lot of things like foil balloons, etc., which have a more, people keep buying it because for various, even singles go, sometimes you get the whole bunch and all that. But eventually I realized that they want to know who is doing it, and they're used to that event manager kind of thing. A lot of people are used to dealing with an event person. So they want to see who's doing it and what are they doing. They're willing to drop it home and just meet me and pick up the stuff. You know, don't ship it. We'll come and take it, but we won't meet you. So to that extent, I feel the need for some kind of retail presence. You know, and even a brand so that people are able to, you know, they know that if it's coming from our store, it will have a minimum quality.
You could have something. There are two options. You could have one is that connect with the event managers, which you're already doing, and give them a pamphlet. Secondly, like at the specialty stores, you can give a pamphlet and give them a commission on any orders that they do. And the specialty store can help them go online and place the order. So give them the commission. At least that way you're tapping a lot for customers.
Nowadays, what has happened, whenever people want to arrange a party, they usually get connected to the event. That's how it works. So it's better to get connected to the event people, you know.
Yeah.
Then things becomes much easier and you position your brand. As you're saying, like you have two things, two different, like that's what we realized, you know. That we have one 250 product and one 2000 product. Customers, clientele get confused because of this, you know. They really get confused. That 250, right? And it's difficult.
Why is the price difference?
I would like to, because both of you, and this is something, because this I've gone through, I'm sorry, my experience today, Aspen, we started at a low price, similarly to you, and we went up. We want to have some, and I want to create Aspen with diamonds and gold and precious. And we were thinking of getting another brand name or something, but the minute you do that, there's a lot of expense you're spending. For example, you're talking about Titan and Xylus and Fast Track. The amount of money Xylus has been bombed out for the Titan group. Okay, they spent 10 crores on Titan, 10 crores on Fast Track. It's a huge group that can afford to do it. So keep this in mind that as you expand, when you're diversifying, you have a brand name, there has to be connect. Luckily, Titan says Xylus by Titan, but still there is like the Mia jewelry that is started. It's great, but Tanishq and Mia and Zoya, they are three. They're saying Titan for all. They have a lot of funds. Will you have that?
No, I wouldn't want to market. It could be the cocktail banner.
So that's
only.
it.
That's it. But the product category as well as that has to be
so
just
it's separate. Focused out that you're not going to take the product, you know, national. You're happy with your little thing, then it's okay. But when you go national, or this is my feedback.
At your stage, yes, I can understand what you're thinking.
No, but that's what I wanted to come to you. Like then don't you have that limitation that Aspen represents a certain category or a strata of clients? You cannot reach out to the others, or there is a distinction that you cannot give in this store and you can only give in this store. Would you fix that?
No, we're not. I'll take you through to the stores and you'll see what's happening. So anyway, this is distribution. In distribution, you need funds for stocking because you need to stock up. Like at any given time, currently I have 15 crore rupees of stock. Okay. Then you need a sales organization. I have 300 people on my books. And establish what profile of outlets in which localities can sell your products from. Because you will have to have a salesman there, you'll have to have a shop in shop, and you'll have to stock up. So, you know, unless your product, you know that you will have a return and rotation on the product of at least 3 times a year. That means every 4 months your entire, or otherwise your pricing should be, if you think it's going to take you 12 months to sell the entire line, so that pricing you got to tie in at the beginning. So we have had to gradually move the price up when we had to spread out. Establish what, estimate the demand potential of your, and then break through at department stores. It's very, very tough, and the sustainability, product strength, brand pull, because the department store has a lot of customers coming in. You get a lot of ambience. You have your own brand ambassador there who's selling and understanding the product because you're training him and talking about the USP of your product. So that's good. But if it's a chain, like in Shoppers Stop has 60 outlets, not all 60, because they also, the 30 that they've got over the last 10 years, 15 years are fabulous. But the new 30 they have in Latour they have, and then they have in different, you know, tertiary cities. And it's tough. You're putting stocks at any given time worth at least 5 lakh rupees, and there's a manpower cost.
But you put it everywhere. You don't distinguish.
No, we have. So what we've done is, with the economy going down and you see the little problems, I could sit across Shoppers Stop and say out of your 61 outlets, I'm going to be at 35. and they worked on it because my product is selling. They may not. So I'll come to you when you talk to a merchandiser what they expect. So the new people, how they treat them. Because they need to fill there. They have stores for 50, 60,000 square feet. So if they're inviting you in, they want to make sure you're running across all 60 outlets. Luckily, because of my long-term relationship, I managed to do that. Not everyone can do that.
But do you like have a difference in the stocks that you have at different places?
No, I don't.
You
I
have
mean,
the
yes, no.
same.
So I have at any given time I have like 150 products. So like I know North has the chunky.
That typical.
So that we do, and South has the smaller
Yes.
dials and gold. So that I
So
do.
yeah, that you differentiate.
That I differentiate. So I have a
According to
merchandising team who does that. There's an allocation team who does that, and there's an analytical team that will say, what is the product selling, which category, what. So there's a lot that goes in because the wrong product at the wrong store is sitting on shelf. In India, with all our problems, there's a VAT. When you call back, there's an octroi coming back in. Then there's a freight, and you're losing a lot of money. So I'm not going into the details, but these are things that you've got to be ready when you go out to department
I
stores.
just wanted to ask you about pricing, what you said, you different, like you said 12 months, then you have a little different price, 3
No.
months.
Pricing is same. What I said is when I started at just exhibitions and all, then there wasn't. Today all department stores want something like 35%.
No, the operating cost, like if
Yeah.
you see that you just mentioned something like that, if you see a product that it will move out after 12 months, then you price it accordingly that way.
The cost of funds, I think,
Cost
is
of
what
funds.
cash
This
flow
is,
cost.
you can't gauge at the beginning. Like I'll have this watch that may be sold, will take around 6 months to sell. And I have this watch that's sold within a month. That you can't gauge. You don't know what the customer. 99% you gauge. Now what I was trying to tell you is that I had a product at the beginning when I was doing exhibitions and all, where we did not have to input the 35% margin that you give to a department store. And then there were a lot of other overheads, freight going back and forth. Then if the stock is going to be held over there, so then I have to count the interest on the product. Because if the product is going to be on the floor for 4 months, 6 months or 12 months, 4 months will be at an average of 4% interest. So then you got to add that interest onto your product, then 6%. What she's exactly doing at the beginning of the year, okay, once you're in the first, second year, you know that this is what I sold last year, this is what the economy is looking like, this is where I'm going to spread, I'm going to have the number of doors. So first thing I have is a business plan. Then I definitely expect a 70% growth. Then, and this is the number of doors, I need these many stocks. I'm going to open 50 more doors. So 50 more doors will need a base stock of 65 watches and an expected sell-through. So these are things that she's helping me. You've got to plan. So these are more details. So first thing you do is in the month of February, and how I run my business has always been, getting the whole team together and bottom up. So I sit them down, I talk about what I would like, what is my dream, and I think we do this. This is what I'm going to do, 1, 2, 3, 4 to achieve this. Then I say, okay, this is your territory, you tell me what you're going to do. I collate everything and then I say, okay, I don't think this is up to what I say. My dream is this, so how are we going to work? What would you like me to do? And this is how we go. So at the beginning of the year, they bought in to what they're going to sell for me. And then they are responsible. Of course, there are X and Y. And there are people like my husband, he knows exactly. He just gives a figure. So there are two different kind of people, okay? He says, this is what I want to do. And then he's got that way, he'll tell the team and he'll run them around. I have a different style. I work in this fashion where I like them to be responsible and revert back. So, I mean, anything...
numbers on the other side.
Another thing is like in a lot of your products, you have to, in watches, I'll tell you what happens. So according to distributors, what I'm doing is I'm distributing myself. So I have just the margin that I have to give to the stores. The other alternative is, if you feel you don't have the funds, you can appoint a distributor for your product. A lot of people are doing that. What you're doing is that you're giving them a 10% additional margin, but you've got to give them a proof that this is what I've done in these stores. This is the returns I've been getting. So I'm going to give you 5% or 10% and you do it. Then he has a network of people and you don't have someone who's monitoring them. But then you cannot control what is your ambience, what is the feedback, but he's responsible and you get him to put a deposit down. So what you're doing is you're curtailing your cash crunch. So if you're giving him stocks worth, let's say 5, 10 lakhs or 1 crore or whatever, you say please put 65% down. these are negotiations you have to go into.
So how
with
have
it.
you expanded? You've expanded under your own system
Yeah,
or
my
through this
own.
system?
I didn't do Titan and all work with distributors.
But
we
done
didn't.
under your own brand.
Yeah, it's my company. I have people. I have 5 offices all over India,
Hmm.
and that's how I've done it.
That's how-
Because you see, once we go, my history is that I've had different products, and two, I believe in the product, and to convince another distributor. So the distributors are not going to take it unless it's a cash cow. Most distributors want something. So you would have a great difficulty in your product unless you have the 250 rupee product may work. No one believes in India. It's more the lower middle class that segment they want, and that's not where I wanted to take my brands. I was in the fashion segment. Like I have a byline that says I'm not selling time. I'm selling a feel good factor. It's an accessory.
Right.
So so it's very difficult.
So then you always went with your own stores and
Yeah.
your own brand.
Yeah.
Nothing like distributorship. You're not doing this.
No, I'm not gone. So I have my own. So I have 5 offices, and so I didn't start with 5 offices. What I started was at the head office, and we were like 7 people, and I had a person 3 trades. So there was one for the north, one for the south, one for the east, and of course west is right there. The guy had to travel once a month to visit all the stores. So when he did that, so we had, let's say, that is when we had some 50 to 70 stores. Now I have 50 stores of my own all over India. So anyway, we have our own offices, and we have a, as I'll go, you'll see. So we have
the
this
stores are
chain,
shop and shop basically.
shop
like
shop,
shop, stop,
lifestyle,
Okay,
the
right.
department stores. We are, I also have the brand Kenneth Cole, which I don't talk about as much because that's distribution.
Right.
That's giving me a lot of business, but I don't own it.
Right.
At some stage in
Right.
life, it'll move on.
Yeah, right.
That way. So I'm in the Kenneth Cole boutiques, I'm in Helios. So and now people actually come back to me for it.
But when you go by this route, you would have needed more capital. Right?
I would have built it and touch wood, maybe as you see from the beginning when I was in the United States, when I moved back I had funds. So I just rotated funds. Okay, there's another thing. For me as a company, I come from this passion to always grow and better. My needs on a day-to-day basis have been low. So whatever I've just taken out very little, all the funds that we've created over the years has kept going back into the business. Both my husband and myself. But that's what we believe, and we've managed to create
And you haven't taken any funding.
bank funding. We have a huge bank line. But see, once you prove and you have a turnover, so we have, I'm ready to share, we have a 6.5 crore bank line. So when we came back from the United States, we didn't have much money. All we had was 1 lakh rupees. And I'll tell you how, with 1 lakh rupees, I've reached a business of 100 crores. This is just money. And my husband's business is around 800 crores.
Cool.
So it can be done. It can be done.
So you own Aspen.
I
That's
own
your
Aspen,
And your husband is in just
we both created when we came back. Let me go through these things so you know me. I tend to digress, so that's why I've just got this.
Dina met you last time and she was so impressed because you must go because she was very dynamic and you must go and hear her.
I love life. She's seen, I'm 50 and I've never been happier in life. I just turned 50 last October. I'm always excited about life, basically. So basically, I think it's about the same how you need to appoint distributors. Anything you need, I can, But the distributors don't have the same passion that you have. You'll have to do it.
That's what we're facing right now.
Yeah.
But we don't have a choice because we want to go like 100 stores only in
No,
Sri
your
Lanka.
product, because
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like your product is like you
Yeah.
go to 10 stores in Bombay, you go to
You need a
I have-
distributor.
So I
You
need
need a-
it. So that's what happened. We started with a distributor. My husband went all the way down. We did everything. We did the groundwork. We did everything that we could.
Yeah.
We to push him a little more. We've given him stock. We've given him so many incentives, but he was not giving us a very good response. Then we had to send 1 or 2 of our own people. And now they are going and actually just converting it. It's like 3 days they are there and you can see a difference.
But is the distributor investing in your product?
No, not yet. Because see, what happens with our product is people, as I said, we have to educate people about the product itself. It's not like a soap or a lotion or something where people know. Because that everybody at least to try something that they don't have to explain anything. He's facing a problem because everywhere he goes into a retailer, he has to explain the product. What it is.
So but yours is such a speciality soap, you would need branding a lot, right? For people to use from that soap to this soap. Here you have no competition.
That is true, but everything has its own pros and cons.
The distribution network is what is solid.
See, I'll tell you something. In soaps, what happens is if you're using one, you might want to shift. By advertising, they might just push you, but at least try something new. And in this, we have to. But it's not like we're going to stop using soap. This is that we have to get people hooked to the habit. See,
No,
it's like we face a lot of things.
There are
Changing customer
No, it's a
It's time bound. It's vendor bound. So you have to.
I'll tell you, Rishi, what happens is people are in Himachal when we had our events, people were happy about the product. When we would open up this thing and show it to them, okay, wow, it's a super product, it's like magic. After that, when we would give them free, अभी तो भी स्वेटर है और अभी इतना ठंडी किधर है? For us even 13 degrees is cold for them. 5 degrees is not. अभी minus होएगा तभी use करेंगे. I said please use it. I'm giving it for free. We said use it. Come back tomorrow. We'll give you more free. Just so that people get hooked on it. Yeah, there are people who've been coming back and bought it. From our counters. It's like we bought around 20 pieces, 30 pieces. They've been calling us, but that's about it. It's like we have to keep on educating people, and without knowing how to use it correctly. Like we're holding it outside, it's going to be a different feel. You put it inside a jacket pocket or something, and just when it's enclosed, it will be a different temperature, and that's when you know the value of the
Oh,
product.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's actually meant to be.
It's a simple concept like an AC. If I'm going to put this AC, 10,000 square feet room, it's not going to be as effective.
Yeah, so that's a
When it's a smaller region,
place.
it is smaller. It's something like that.
I think we have
This
right
is
now
something that when we started in 2000 watches, I checked out. So when you do, it's best is to check what your competition is doing. So I checked out what Titan, Timex, Casio doing in the distribution. I figured out the different distributors. At the beginning, they all act pricey. And then I checked that Titan, Timex, anyway I had to hire people to make sure that they were going to the different stores. Because only your team will be able to talk about the product.
Exactly.
The distributor is there just to invest and make sure he's just your delivery person
Exactly.
and you're saving the VAT because you're saving the product on CST. So it's not local. So that VAT part is, once GST comes, I think distributors will just go on.
No, the other thing I think the point she's trying to make with the soap and this is that there are people working and asking for a soap. Nobody is working
No,
and
because
asking
they're not
for a
aware
soap.
of it.
They're not aware of it.
This is what I'm
Traditional
looking
alternatives
at.
available for this product.
When I started Aspen in 2007-8, actually 8 is when we launched. I had already brought in Fossil and DKNY, Armani, Dolce & Gabbana, The Works, Burberry and all. Aspen was something that I was demoralized by the brands going away and we had to create Aspen. But who knew Aspen? Why would, when you have 40 international brands, barring Titan in India, and Titan has 40% market share, how would I manage that Aspen would work? Trust me, that time was an e-com boom and fashion and you helped me a lot in taking the product. I believe in e-commerce. Okay, luckily for me, I wasn't one of lots of players. And in that first year itself, Aspen, I got a lot of balloons, I got a banner. Today, it's very difficult to get anything from them. They just want high discount. Then I didn't give discounts. I gave 30% product on discount, the others was fresh. And we built value. And a lot of people noticed Aspen. So that's what I'm saying today. And the knowledge, and we think a lot of people don't read, but a lot of people go on to websites. And e-com is the best thing because that's
What I'm
very
doing right
efficient.
now. I am in talks with the digital marketing people, and we already like finalize it. That's what we are doing with the social media marketing and everything that you're just saying. So, it's like,
But selling more than social media,
Selling more,
because social media is limited. I am not doing too well on social media. We're just engaging another team. The number of likes, but on e-commerce we got a lot more.
So you could try tying up with various portals and create awareness for your product. That will also help. Just by creating an awareness, you'll be able to use.
We find a lot of customers.
But the other thing, like you were saying, with most portals today, they want really deep discounts. They are themselves trying to get people onto
They are
e-commerce.
making rich. They are making no
No,
money.
they're not making money, but they see. But
they're
secondly,
thinking of
the
long term.
funding that they've got. But what they are trying to do is get people used to buying online. They just want to move them away from offline to online, and they're looking at that as investment for acquiring customers. But in effect, what what is happening is that if you're not willing to give them a 50%, 60% down your price, they don't want to hold it because the larger brands are willing to do it, you know. And
Actually, on that it's worked. You take 3 or 4 products that you feel are not going to sell, give them a high margin, and say, along with that, I don't want to devalue my brand. I want 5 other products that are at full value with just a 10% off.
Okay.
They need to give, or you can say 5%, limited to 5%. And you got to, now you have to be monitoring them because they don't care. The margin you're giving them, they are ready to give that away. But we have signed documents saying we will not allow you to sell beyond this. You don't want that margin, give it back to us, but you cannot pass it on to the consumer.
Yes, so we're doing the same.
We're doing the same.
Yeah, different discounts on different products.
Yeah.
Not selling, just give high discounts. The other one, we don't get much of discount. And it's works so beautifully.
And you make sure that the product you're giving a discount, you pull it off the shelf. That is a goodwill you're creating. Like we have these 250 outlets. If I'm going to give a certain style, there might be 25 lines between the 250 stores. I pull it out. There's a goodwill I'm creating. Okay, my own stores I will not, or shop stop. But if there's a dealer like the trade, the mom and pop stores, I pull those products back so that the store owner doesn't say you're selling it to me at full price and the product is. Trust me, it has worked and it's not made a huge loss. Because mom and pop stores buy, like I just, I'll tell you what I did last week and it worked. So social media, I think he's going to talk better, I'm not going to go into details. This is Aspen and Facebook, we keep changing the banner. Unfortunately, I think we manage some, my weakest, with everything I do, I'm not very good at social media. I try to go, I have it on my phone, my team puts it on. So social media we managed to get some 500 or 600 likes versus my son-in-law started just last month, he's got some 5,000 likes. Okay, and people who know me say the team that I had was doing a fabulous job, we were not advertising. I think we'll explain more. So there are things, there are learnings. So I think age plays a factor somewhere over there. This is a website. Now, things like the website also that you have, you've got to keep updating. As we've grown, we realize that we're not able to update. I keep introducing products every month, 4 to 5 styles. This is our e-commerce website and we get these banners. Like this banner was carried by, I think, Myntra.com and then Jabong and Flipkart. So, relationship and networking is very important. This is my print campaign. This was when we launched Aspen. Its tag is on my site. This is Aspen Samjakaro, where we're talking about gifting. The current one is Feel the Moment, Aspen Feel the Moment. These are events we did at HR, Lala College, NM College. And these are within our stores. We had the tennis team and all. So this is PR that doesn't cost too much, but it leaves a brand recall. We did MTV show. I gave away a lot of watches. They managed to put me on making that. And then we had a TV break bumper because we gave 100 watches away for this show. And this is some of the products, and Aspen we launched in 2007, Diwali 2007. It's for the confident young women of India. It suits every facet and moods of women. And now we've launched men's watches, but the reason this is just for you to understand the branding and the customer. It's not about taking the product, but I think it might be interesting. When we launched Aspen, Fossil, Dikema, all these were more, and Titan, Timex, Casio were all the brands in a Swatch. To bring in a brand to compete with these other brands would have been difficult. So why we decided to take Aspen was, and why a women's product? Because all the brands are 80% men and 20% women. So to fight within the small pond and be a larger fish in there would have been easier. So we launched as a women's product. And just last year we launched men. Today also men is doing around 30% of men's watches, I think 70% women, 75-25 is what it is. But it was easier because I could market to a segment who would understand my sentiments and the emotions. If I just brought in another watch, I would not have a marketing by that. So when you do plan to go public or you do plan to go larger, these are very important things. Because that spend is very high.
I mean, the watch market, how much percentage of it is men's and how much of it is women's? If you're saying
Normally, most of
20,
the brands are 80-20.
No, not in terms of designs. I'm talking in terms of money. I mean,
Purchase.
purchases. So
Now at the fashion segment, it's 50-50.
Okay.
So the watches break up into classic, which is your Titan, the basic watches, where it's 80-20. Women will not
Women
like to
will
buy
still
those.
buy, you're saying fewer women buy watches than men.
At the classic look.
Okay.
Women will prefer fashion.
Fancy.
Tell me the last time you looked at time on your watch. Women always look at the time on the mobile.
Mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So women don't look at time on the watch. And that is why, so fashion products, we almost sell 50 men and women. But so this is so this is, anyway, this is about Aspen. I'm just going to go fast on it. So when I started, there has to be a story. The passion that you feel, you will pass on. So what I said is, Aspen is and why we chose Aspen. The aspen tree in Colorado is a tree that stands against all adversities, like a woman who can handle any adversity. So it's a figure, slim, tall, graceful. She stands with the head and eye. With any kind of, the summer, the winters of Colorado, the aspen tree never sheds its leaves. And even when it does, it changes into this beautiful hues of color, which is what the woman is. The woman can change herself during any thing. That's what we said. So they made deep. No, I'm just saying that this is very important. I say that the product, and I've seen it. Luckily, I learned with Fossils, Cargill, and what they did. So when you talk, maybe the consumer doesn't see it, but when you're selling a product to a dealer, there has to be a storyline. You got to engage, and this is what we teach our CCA. So when the CCA feels the customer is moving, then I said go into this. So we actually make flashcards. Okay, this is what you say. The customer is losing interest. This is what you say. This was. So there are these flashcards like you have the ABC cards for your kids. So that's on the floor. And then we broke it up into power board. So the power board, we say that's when the woman wants to feel power. She's tired of being dominated in the house and all. So this is a collection when it gives her freedom. The feminine exclusive line is for when you want to feel very feminine. You want to go for weddings. You want to go for to go with the Indian colors, with chudidars and saris. And then the classic core is your normal core watches. It's more about time to announce your arrival, flash time. So this is what you got to do about your products. You got to make the customer feel that they're getting something. There's an aspiration, and they got to feel, oh, I've got something special. This is a feminine line. All the feminine watches, I get the chains from Italy, and I merge it in Hong Kong with the dials and cases. So, and you got to talk about it. So when you're doing something, so it's a special stone, or when you're taking your tray and you're doing something, you got to talk about the product that you put in. You got to feel that. And this is called classic. So now, then shop in shops in modern retail, which is already spoke about the shop and stop and lifestyle and what you have to do, and relatively less known brands. Now I'm going to talk about when you go to the head merchandiser of a shop stop or a lifestyle, they treat you like zilch. They will not meet you. You'll keep calling, sending emails. It's like you don't exist. Have you tried it? Anyone's tried it?
Yes.
And then they'll say, we want you in 65 stores. They'll say, you put your product, put your manpower, and I don't have too much space. If you believe in your product and it's great, you have a proof of what you manage, okay? Be very firm. Say, test me out in 5 stores. You got to do it, it's a great product. So start putting the USP of the product. Never ever. Don't be arrogant. Don't be sorry or don't be desperate. Be humble with your head held high. Because you know your product. And you've already done that thing. You've done the market intelligence of whether your product is standing against the competition. So tell him there's XYZ products, this is what it is, this is my USP, and you are losing out. And this is what I can prove to you, and I will put manpower. I would like you to invest. 99% no one invests. They are all going through shit. So the Indian economy doesn't, unlike other countries. So there's a lot. But then either you look for private equity, you get bank funds, but then you got to believe in the product. That's what we do. So for people like me, and since we proved ourselves, we managed to let us come down to around 38 to 41 stores because we explained what our problems was. But less known brands, they may offer space. They'll ask you for minimum guarantee. that if you're getting the
Yeah.
space, pay me minimum guarantee.
Yeah.
So these are things that you got to be savvy with it when you go. All these question answers and what you're ready to do should be in your hand.
Usually the shop and shop one usually goes with minimum guarantee, right?
No, I am not putting any minimum guarantee. That's what I did. I was very firm in the mom and pop stores. I have stores that have carried and they're very friendly with me. They said just test it out. I said I'm sorry. If you're buying 90% of your product, I'm sorry, I'm not going to go consignment because if you don't invest, you don't believe in the product and you treat it like rubbish.
Right.
I'm ready to give you a 50% guarantee if the product is in good condition. I'll take it back. But I need you to put your money on the table. Like I've just managed to get into Malabar Jewels, which is a chain of 28 stores. We got into Golden Time, which is a chain of 6 stores in Ahmedabad. They, for 4 years, both these, we've gone. My team has not been able to do it, which is what I was saying, that the economy was bad and I am overstocked. Earlier what I used to do is, as per business plan, we were growing almost at, from 2008 we've grown at 130%, 140%, so I never had an issue. Last year, this year is the first time we grown only 40%. There were issues, my daughter got married, so I didn't put in enough time. And there are things that women go through and financial problems. What I did was I took a trip starting from Calicut, Cochin, Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad. In this time itself, I have tapped 60 stores that my sales team has gone. So at some stage, I did it after 3 years. It was exhausting, but you have to do it. Earlier what I did 2 years ago, I called everyone to Goa. A lot of people, the Malabar people also came, but then I think my team weren't able to tap it again. Everyone asked for consignment. I refused. They've seen the product moving up and they won't manage
So
to.
is it like that once you create a value, like you give value, they know that what we are taking, then only it happens.
It's not
You create a
big.
brand.
It's
So after you create the brand that people are ready to
Brand
buy.
value,
Ready to buy.
otherwise starting point we have to listen to them that okay.
But when you
sometimes
listen, if you know your product is good, Bela, don't just give in. It'll take 2-3 years. What's happening? You don't invest in too many products, no? Like even I've made this start with 60 stocks. I told them I don't have enough stocks. I'm ready to start with 10 and I'll get stocks after 4 months. But you got to invest. So I will open stores and just buy that many products. You're killing yourself. So this is little planning. You should have your doors and planned out.
But when you go into shop and shop as a shop and shop model,
Right.
it's your own kiosk.
It's
your own.
Yeah.
So I saw this. There you must give a rental, right?
No, I don't give rental because it's a shop and shop. I give them commission.
Commission. Yeah.
On whatever is sold.
On whatever sold. There are other people they are asking for rental, which is a minimum guarantee.
Okay.
So they are saying, okay, we want you to at least sell 10 lakhs.
Right.
So you need to give me 3 lakh rupee or 1 lakh rupee rental because I take that much square foot. I said, no, I'll give you 10 lakhs. There are some stores I'll do 6 lakhs and some stores I do 16 lakhs and some I do 25. So they average me out. But see, that was a confidence they built and I built on what I'm capable of. But the
Right.
stock is mine, the manpower is mine, the fixed was mine.
Right. You just
What
give
they're
a
bringing
percentage.
is, they are just bringing in the walk-ins. At
Yeah.
some stage within our country, they have got the space and they are just bullying you for the product,
Yeah.
for the manpower.
Everything.
So e-com is a great thing. Only thing is e-com, you got to make sure they don't dilute your brand.
Exactly. How
Which is happening even with me. I have a person, I had to hire a person specifically. Every morning she monitors. No, I gave you this only at 5% off. Why is it on 15%? So they are capable of doing things. Oh yeah, you have to monitor.
E-com is going to be a very big thing. I think I just got into my exhibition last year at Australia in Sydney. So every second person coming to my store was only talking about online sales because it's big over there. People don't have the time to
Yeah,
But still, department stores haven't lost out. Even like United States, the e-com business is huge. China is huge. Australia is huge. But the brick and mortar hasn't lost out. Yeah, their growth maybe
Becomes
not
slower.
good, but I don't think both will survive. Both will survive.
In India, maybe yes, because here not everybody is working, not all women. So yeah, we have to go out shopping. So we don't want to sit on the counter and shop.
And now they're against net savvy, so we're still getting there. It's moving
No, even if we are net
slowly.
savvy, I personally don't like to buy anything online too much other than it's a very standard product. I would want to see it. I am like that, so it's like I'm on the counter all the time, but
So let's say future down the line,
Yeah, 10 years down the line, you would see most
My
of the
daughter's
design.
buying, like books now are only online. My daughter
Books
recently
and-
bought dresses. I mean, she got
Yeah.
dresses from the United States. Like I wanted a dress, and the clothes here
Young
are really expensive.
generation,
She
yeah.
got some Western dress which was cheap. Like it's so cheap, and I couldn't do it.
even e-com they give 40-50% off, 70% off.
Yes,
So
yeah.
when you get that facility on,
But I can't
just
do this, yeah.
For instance, buying shoes online, I could never imagine that I would buy
Oh,
shoes.
yeah, yeah.
I do now. So,
yeah, I heard from Japan they sold highest shoes of
And they had the
when they had the
Geo
Geo sale.
Geo
Yeah,
sale.
people really bought shoes and bags only from there. So I
nowadays,
think
in fact, the college students, what they do is they visit the store, check out the shoe, and then
They
they
get
buy
a
it.
better deal there.
Yeah.
They buy something.
But that's the reason they're giving those discounts, because they want you to start buying online.
Yeah.
Again, educating.
Because there's no other incentive that they have really been able
they
to
want
give
you
people.
to, as she said, then you just get hooked to it. Once you get, I
Yeah.
personally just bought one thing and I felt okay, e-commerce better, instead of
Yeah,
going
you-
to the shop.
instead of
I
traffic
don't have
and travel, you have
time
to just
going
get it
from
done.
Nepean Road to Phoenix.
Yeah.
It's like you spend the whole day. Instead, you just finish it off in 5 minutes, and you don't spend hard cash.
Yeah.
You spend your plastic card, so you don't realize you're spending so much. You don't realize at the end of the year month, the bill comes, then you realize, okay, I've spent so much.
How to like the costing in terms of pricing, like when they've been selling on e-commerce and you do offer them a discount which they, so the price factor which is saying
You give them 25, at least we give them 25% margin. E-commerce is 25% margin.
Yeah,
Is it?
but
It's not really
You give less?
Yeah, we give more.
More?
Oh.
We
I
give
think,
more.
No, 25 plus the VAT. So VAT is 12.5.
Yeah, but then too we're giving more.
But they have VAT only, we have 1%.
Oh, yeah, 1%.
We have 1%.
We have 1%, yeah. So we give around 40%, 42%.
Yeah.
Are they buying it or they are consignment?
Consignment.
Yeah, but
buying
your
also.
thing is what, I mean, it
I
has
actually think
50 and
also
60.
25% of 10,000.
But then they buy the product.
They buy.
I have, Jabong is buying my products, but now what
Wow.
Jabong is also doing, so I am selling to 3-4. But I tell you, e-com is also getting difficult with more and more e-com coming. They're all creating their own brands. Very soon, if you create a product just for e-com, tell them you buy it. So, build a relationship with each person and say, because e-com is looking for cheap, so whatever you have in 250, 300, it just, you call it whatever brand you want, and we're ready to make it for you. But then they'll purchase it.
Then they'll purchase. The low value product, if you create it, then they purchase.
They're
About
selling
the
by
pricing
brand.
thing,
Individual brand, not
if
a.
I'm selling, say,
They will sell it at the Jabong, like a stop, doesn't stop.
Then they maybe sell it at 850 or 900, whatever with their markup and whatever. And if I'm given that to e-commerce site or whatever, would there be price variation if they sell it at 5% less or they have less?
There will be 5%, then, you'll have to try to, see 5% is not such a big deal.
Or maybe 10%, suppose if, because they want deals only.
So what you do is Trezori, you have your entire line,
Yeah.
okay, let's say 100 products, and then e-commerce, what you do is with these 100, or let's say 20 products, so 20 products at Trezori, and out of the 20, in stock you have some 40 products, 20 that you're not stocking there, so those 20, and maybe it's your stock, like here you give 70% off, for example, I'm just giving you. You go on to e-com, say on this product give me 70% off. The balance 20 that is lying at these stores, I don't want you to give any discount. But this is, just say, newly talk about it in a different manner. But they need that high discount, which is what I'm saying. You need to give, otherwise they won't even entertain you. But if you go below, you will lose out. You got to see them. There are some people who decided only to go e-com and go, like my own advertising agency, this lady creates silver jewelry, okay? And she's decided only to go on e-com. She's priced it in such a way, and then she gives 70%
Then she
off.
can give-
But then she's not anywhere else. But that's the thought process she had.
Yeah, so that's what, then for that, if I need to do that, I have to have different regions.
Then you need a
Like,
different,
also
that's what I
have
just told her,
yeah.
that you create a jewelry line which is not Asya,
Yeah.
and you create a product that is not similar. There are
Yeah,
some
there
that
are
are
even
similar.
We are in the process.
So, but I'll tell you what, that is possibly, in both their cases, they are, what do you say,
Exactly.
designer stuff, the unique stuff, so they can do that. But if I am selling something which technically any other distributor could be doing,
Yeah, you can't.
you can't do anything about it.
See, till at some stage, Lakshmi, when you create a USP in the product, you start designing and creating. Once you build the quantum in your business, and when you have a differentiated product. Right now, what you are in, is a little bit like trading, but it's a personal one-to-one. So what you got to do is, for you, your networking is very important. Where you talk about your personal attention and how you can, aesthetically plan a party for a person.
No, see, I'll tell you what, I do not wish to do events. I wish to do products.
But even products, once you
I wish to
customize
design
your products.
See, then what I'm doing is I'm customizing for one person, right? And I need to repeat that effort for each person.
No, those things you can use it everywhere.
I'll just go.
Yes and no, that's what I'm saying. So I want to come out with a line of my own. We have some designs, but
One question I wanted to ask you, Mansi.
I said I want to brush it up.
Are we all on time? Everyone is.
What I do is I quickly go through, let's have
5:30.
discussions after, because we need to give Samir his time also. So I'm just, anything that I'm just going to go. So this is shop and
One
shop.
question.
Yeah.
You said that they buy your product online.
Not all. Then let me elaborate later, because this online can just go on and on. It's a learning for me also, and I would love to have a tete-a-tete with whoever's here.
Sure.
So these are shop and shop executions. So there's a lot of money that goes in. I'm sorry the pictures are not so good. Just to tell you, this is all last minute because my marketing Sayadna passed away and she's a body. So she just returned to work today. That's why I quit. So, and I said, but what? Hamara Sayadna gayo, hamare 3 divas. I said he passed away on Friday. He could have come in yesterday. No, the baby bury after that 3 days. These are tantrums that you got to handle. Trust me, the HR tantrums are the highest. I love it. One of the girls gave a reward. So your own retail. We've started our own retail. Now when you have your own retail, there my product is Aspen within Shopstop out of 40 brands is number 12th brand. Okay, but 12th against what? Titan is number 1, Fossil 2, Guess 3, Casio, Timex, and Kenneth Cole immediately after, and then we have DKNY, Armani. So against international brands, MIS 12. Xylus is way below me, Police is way below me, FCUK, and all these are way below me. So I am very proud of being where I am. Now within my retail of 49 stores, my ranking is anywhere from number 2 to number 5. Those people all report to me. And I said, customer is coming in, don't show my product first, show all the other products and then talk about how wonderful Aspen is. And so on. So within your own retail,
So in your own retail store, you have all that.
I have 30 other brands. Okay. So this is my own retail. Own retail, there is of course when you have your own store, there's a lock-in period on rent, 5 to 10 years. The right position in the mall. Is that mall going to do well? So there's a huge investment. You have 5 people working in there. You have a service center. There are lots of costs, but we have been profitable by the 3rd year. So the first 3 years we've not been profitable.
I mean, you're trying 3 years for the location or over 3 years.
No, it depends. Some stores are just like the Bombay Airport store. First month we were profitable.
Yeah, sure.
Despite paying rent that was 7 times more than what you pay on High Street. Around 1,000–1,100 a square foot you're paying?
Yeah, around around that much. Yeah.
This is the Aspen boutique that we have at Phoenix High Street. Now this costs me a rent of, it's very small, 125 square feet. There's a rent of almost 1,50,000. This is not a profitable store, but the amount of branding I get. Okay, so it's an advertisement. Local, Phoenix Mall. It's right there.
Very visible.
It's very visible. This is our stores, Just Watches. We have 47 like these. So what we have is, every time we have a highlighted. You can see behind, right behind, is the Aspen there. So it's a brand that I'm creating.
That's what Just Watches is what? High or low or wide?
It's fashion. Just Watches is a fashion. So it's mid pricing. It's my own retail chain.
And she's also all boarded.
But it also has all brands.
Besides Titan, I
Just
have-
Watches, I wanted to know.
No. Just Watches is my retail business and Aspen is my own brand. So there are 2 different businesses. These are the brands we carry: Fossil, Guess, Kenneth Cole, Aspen, Casio, so everything. More. So we have 49 and by in the next 2 years we want to go to 100. We were hoping to be 100 next year in 2014. This is our Bangalore airport store.
So with just watches, given that you already have a brand of your own, I mean, how comfortable is it or how difficult is it to get the other brands to, for you to start up a retail
See,
store?
luckily that's the relationship and network has helped, and we've been very fair. I have never given extra space to Aspen. We have not done anything different from what is happening at the other stores. And here, my sales staff is selling the product. Because we are not, unlike department stores, we are a 500 square foot place. So I cannot have 20 sales staff when it looks overcrowded. So I have 4 people selling there, and we've given a better ambience to the brands, and we have a great relationship. We're very happy.
You maintain it that these two are 2 separate companies, or it's all in under one?
Just Watches, all under Priority Marketing. Aspen is also, Kenneth Cole also is under Priority Marketing.
So for the other brands, you are like a distributor.
Yeah, no, I'm not a distributor. I'm a retailer.
Okay.
I don't distribute.
Okay.
Most of them, few brands we purchase because
Uh-huh.
those brands only go on purchase, and few brands they all give us on consignment.
Okay.
So it's 70% of my products are given to me on consignment, 30%. But those 30% where we purchase is where I have a return on investment. I pay for the product and I get a 60 days or 90 days or 120 days credit. The product sells in that time. So that's when I invest. So we invest when we know the product has a great selling factor, because when you invest we get a higher margin.
Okay.
So we ask for 5%. So that's something that you do when you have your own retail store. Another thing is we're going to go into franchising. So you can get retail franchising, and we hire, but all this is very expensive. We had to hire a person who goes to all the franchisee shows, we advertise in franchising magazine. So these are the things. And so we are starting to franchise. Future plans, international expansion for Aspen. I've had people from Japan, Singapore, Philippines and Dubai wanting the product. Unfortunately, I did not register my brand there. And there is Aspen, we launched, we booked Aspen in the year April 2006. And the same time in the United States, another brand booked it in April 2006. There's a Swiss brand which is selling at some, I think, $100,000 or no, yeah, something like that. It's very expensive, 100,000 rupees. And that they don't have much sale, but they have registered, because through the Madrid protocol, you can register in a lot of countries if your brand is not booked by anyone. There's a Madrid protocol which you can ask any lawyer, they'll tell you. So
What
they
protocol
did
is it?
Madrid.
Madrid.
I can share that if anyone wants. I have the full name. Exploit the potential of e-commerce. I have not done a great job at e-commerce. TV shopping is a great opportunity. Airline sales, I'm already on Jet Airways selling for the last 3 years. I was at Kingfisher till it shut down. And I'm on some of the other airports.
And you did well with the Jet Airways?
I'm still selling very well. So what I've done is when the future is what you design it to be. And that's what I did. Luckily I had, so once we go back here, so priority marketing. I started the watch business in 2000 with possibly Kenway money. In 2008 we got in D&G, Moschino Brill, BCBG, 10 people. Why did we have to do that? Because, and this is priority marketing, this is my business with watches and Just Watches. Priority Jewels is my husband's. Just Lifestyle is another retail chain which is not under priority marketing, which is within all the centrals. We've got a shop over there, 2,000 square feet, watches and jewelry. So we have 3 basically companies. Priority Marketing, which has the distribution of Kenneth Cole, Aspen and Just Watches. Justin Vogue has only the Justin Vogue stores. And then Priority Jewels is my husband's, where we have Aspen jewelry, but he does more B2B, we export, we manufacture everything. I'm not going to go into details. The USP of your product, once you reach a certain stage, you've got to keep making sure you keep differentiating. Luckily, because I had done Fossil, DKNY, Kenneth Cole, Carmen, all these brands, what I did was Aspen had to be different. I'm the only brand which is Indian. Titan was already doing it, but Titan, what happened was, they have become a product that everyone, today a liftman, your driver, Indian. So a lot of the youth didn't want a product that everyone was wearing. Personally, I love Titan with what they wear, but not everyone wanted. So then I needed to create. So Titan Raga again went more for middle class. It's very dainty gold. What I did was I brought in on the launch of the Raga, which is a lot of jewelry because of my jewelry factory. I'm bringing it in Italian jewels, and I'm bringing in bold watches. So it's a merger of Guess, which is the bold out there, and then jewelry. And touch wood, because the product is different, I have managed to sell through very well. You saw that product, it's very different. We have 30%, which everyone, I mean, in the end, a watch has a strap, has a dial and a case.
Yeah.
You can differentiate a little. So there are certain that, and there are some that you've got to. The core classic has to, be, there'll be someone who doesn't want to be different, So you need a product that's different. What I needed was bonded warehouse, duty-free license. So this is, as you grow, these are things you need. So when you're doing international airport, you need a bonded warehouse. You need all those things. So a lot of things you need, and things you don't even know you need all this. The story quickly is in 2006, we were at a business, and the turnover that we were doing now on my distribution of watches, we were at 40 crore rupees. Overnight, Fossil said, we're taking the brand away. We're setting up a subsidiary because you've grown it. That's when I had no business, I had nothing. And we could have gone legal, the lawyer said we could have fought. You know how the legal battles work. We decided not to do it. We had already planned to start a retail chain. So we negotiated, we take over 33% every year, let us rebuild, we have a manpower cost. Within our own retail, you support us better with consignment goods. They had a lot of brands. They are the number one after Swatch. They have 18 brands in their kitty. So it's a relationship you don't want to break. It's something, if you're in this business, you need that. So that's the good veto. And
Sorry, what was the reason that they said why did you want to do that?
they set up a subsidiary. Today I reached 40 crore for Fossil itself. They had 18 brands. What had happened? Fossil International became $1 billion in the year 2007. So they started buying another 10 brands. So when they had 18 brands, they didn't want a distributor. And legally I could have fought. The lawyer here, I went to the best lawyer. And he says, Manisha, you can fight and win. But he said it's a long battle. And at the same time, we had Ginny, the brand. We created Ginny along with Gitanjali, we were equal partners. Mehulbhai wanted to go public. Public was something we didn't want to go, and you know how it is in a lot of people. You keep wanting to build the shares up with stories that aren't very true. And we as a couple, we are not keen on that. For us, that has never been. For us, the driving force has just been to work hard and create value, honestly. So we lost from zero, we managed that every year when we lost at 40 crores, even the next year we lost 33%, we brought in Chemco. So we covered the loss of 33%. The next year we brought in Scargan and Aspen. We covered the loss that we were losing. In the third year we brought in DNG and all. DNG worldwide shut down. Scargan was bought for $250 million by Fossil Group again. So I lost that, which was when I lost that, that was 18 crores last year. So every year I've had, from the day year we started, first 40 crores going, then DNG going, which was already, and last year we lost 80 crores of business. But with the brands that we had and the retail, I kept building. Unfortunately, overheads increased by minimum 10%, or our turnover has increased, the retail has increased a lot. So we've had neck to neck. There's another thing, as you grow, today you may have a profitability of 10%, 15%, your net profit. As you grow your profits, I think all of you all know, will go down. Volume is larger, headaches are larger, so decide which route you want to follow. But I want everyone, my dream, when we decided to take this dream, is I'm going to sell Aspen for $250 million. It's the first time I realized I've loved my baby, Fossil, I lost it. So I've had 2 daughters, I got them married. So similarly, Aspen is a daughter, which will always be a part of me. But if I take this to expand, I'm going to sell it for XYZ in 10 years, and I have a roadmap designed accordingly. So that is very important.
We need to know where you want to go, how
What you want. Okay, quickly, this is, well, I 50 last year, and how these are things that helped me. 79, 80, I taught neighborhood children, free of cost, tuitions, which taught me patience, which taught me simple communication. I studied in school, and then I did French, and I interned at Hakoba, which was my uncle's store, where I did retailing, accounts, everything. So I learned a lot. 84, I did German interpretation. I worked with Nana and Muniga Chudasama, and I did a interpretation of French and German on different online ships when they would dock. And then I did, when I got married and went to New York, I did Max Muller. And then when I reached America, I wasn't allowed immediately to work till, I did Avon and Amway products. And then women always ensure that finance is important. We will never make a loss. And that's one thing. And then in the United States, I studied finance and I joined Globe Enterprise and Vijay Demon. Vijay Demon was an offshoot of Bharat, what is it? The big diamond group in India, I forgot. Bharat. Okay, in those days he was number one. So I worked there and I became the CFO. I was handling a lot. I learned. So all these stages when I learned. I'm just saying that every small aspect of your life, if you go back, you learn. And this is what helped me strong when I lost everything overnight. And that's why I said if I could do all these silly things, and that's when my daughter and husband told me. That, I said, okay, I'm just packing my bag, and I decided to do some yoga and meditation, and they said, you're not capable, you drive all of us mad. Anyway, I returned to India, and then I had both my daughters when I came back to India. And I joined I was the head of PTA school, I did major social work, and then I did Mumbai Parade. I helped an ad agency which belonged to a friend. And I started, that's what I would like to know, is health food meals. I was on television, I was on newspaper, Rashmi Singh and all.
Oh yes, so Rashmi Singh actually helped us with our
Yeah, so I did that and she was very upset when I stopped it. When my mother-in-law felt, I don't want a daughter who's doing health food tiffins, daughter-in-law.
So did you have a name, a brand name?
No. And then I launched M Square Italian Silver Jewelry by helping my husband. In 2000 we launched the watch brands Fossil. So this is just a quick story. Samir, I'm going to let you take on before you go. And then I promise you I'll discuss whatever you want.
I would suggest that you've already introduced your company, but just really recap what if there were any topics. Please help yourself with all the.
I'm not Manisha. I haven't had lunch, I just brushed.
Yes. I asked him to get some plates also, and he just got cups. So. I think they're good for
So, how many of you are on social media? Do you have a Twitter account?
I do have a Twitter account, but it's very difficult to understand. So I feel that if I write something wrong, then try to understand.
There's more.
No, I do have one.
Yeah.
I haven't used it because maybe I don't see, at least in what I'm doing, I don't see too much sense in putting too much in. I haven't either followed anybody or no followers. I mean, I just started an account and left it there because I said, let me do my Facebook properly. I'm right now working on a blog. So I said, let me do those two right. We'll go to Twitter when we need it, let me just get this right first.
Twitter looks interesting, but I still have that fear.
Twitter is best for business.
Yeah.
Because actually this product is mostly for guys who handle multiple Twitter accounts.
Okay.
Okay, now let's say I have an agency who is handling about 8 to 10 brands and I want to tweet about the brand. What I have to do is online go sign in, sign out and do stuff. It's difficult to manage. So this app is actually a social media management app for the social media organization. But it can also be used to find business leads online because it's all keyword based. So for instance in my product, what do I look for? I look for social media marketing guys who are looking at a social media management app. Okay, so I actually put those keywords in this tool. Then I get relevant conversations. So what I then do is follow them or reply to them. So they follow me back and then someone sitting in the
For
US.
example, I am looking for somebody who is talking about, my son's party is coming up or something like that. So I say a birthday party word is my search word. So I get the Twitter handle of that person
You
who
get
is
the
saying
conversations.
that.
You get the conversations.
Okay.
All the conversations. So let's say I am say for
Is
example
that
I am.
legal? I mean, because you're basically,
So it's
because
all-
Twitter is open.
It's
yeah,
all
okay, fine.
yeah, it's all
Twitter is open.
So I'll add keywords relevant to that.
Yeah.
So let's say what typically happens is normally if I want something that I'll do it on social media because then my friends will suggest me something. Okay. And what we are doing with this tool is we are trying to find those relevant conversations.
Okay.
Now, for instance, I have about 400 followers on Twitter, and most of them are from US.
Okay.
And there was no way that I could connect to them.
Okay.
But through this tool, by adding relevant keywords, I can connect to them, and then I can ask them to download this app.
Okay.
Not only that, but this app is a way in which they can actually log on to my main business, which is online reputation management.
Sorry, anyone else wants a round of tea coffee?
What? Yeah.
So, is this only going to be listening to Twitter or any other social media?
No, it is Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Google Plus. Google Plus. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Google Plus.
Like as you said, like suppose if I want to tag somebody who's like traveling, people who are traveling to places, correct that?
Yeah, you can add those
You
keywords.
probably do the people on Yatra or people on Make My Trip. Whoever's gone there is obviously planning to travel.
So, one
No, but I
point
don't
on this.
tag the people who are going on Yatra website.
So people who are talking, so people who are having conversations on Facebook, Twitter,
That's what I can
Google Plus,
Right.
and
And YouTube.
YouTube. Now the thing is, there can be a flood of information that comes. So somewhere along your presentation, we want you to tell us, because if there's a word like watches or birthday parties, there will be zillions of
Right.
responses.
Now I was just
that
checking
come.
Manisha's going
Yes.
inside the added keywords related to Aspen and watches, and she said someone I got conversations from South Africa.
Oh, I know there are lots of countries I don't know how to handle that. There are people from England who said I love the watch and I wanted, I don't know what to do.
Right.
I have a person who's handling that.
Type that Aspen
I'll show you.
So you got someone from South Africa saying something about Aspen?
Good things, bad things.
Good.
No, bad things.
No, what happens is,
You know, when
some
I
people-
I have a person who's handling my Facebook and Twitter, and it's her job. Because there are people who say I want this watch or I'm upset about it. We make sure we immediately respond to, and that's one thing I'm not doing personally. But every communication comes to me, but only if there's a communication. I don't know. I'm yet not able to get everything that's happening on my Facebook. I'll have to. That's my sense.
So this is like on social media there are millions of consumers, talking about brand. Okay, social media is not just for chatting with friends. It's a place where people, and it has changed the way we talk to brands. Earlier people would send you an email saying that okay, this is the problem that I'm facing. But today they don't do that. They write it on Twitter, and it's an open forum, so it doesn't only comes to you, but so. For instance, I'm having a problem with my idea network. I'm not going to write a mail to them because if I want a fast service, I'll write on Twitter. Okay. So this is how you add keywords in the tool. Okay. What I do is I'm searching. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get leads for anyone who is interested in the web design. Okay. So my primary search is web designer. Okay. I can add multiple keywords, and then I don't want everything from this is having web designer because it could be like someone saying that I want a web designer in US. Okay, so I'm not interested in that. So I've filtered down the conversation by saying only if it contains these keywords, give me the conversation. So the query becomes web designer, web space designer, web designer, and if it contains India or Mumbai or Bangalore.
So for location, it doesn't take the IP address.
No, this is not just location. I can see these are keywords. It's not location. So these are the
Is
conversations.
it possible to do location?
No, not in this mobile.
Not in this mobile.
Because we wanted to keep it simple. Now I can really engage with these people, coaching jobs or two-stroke design. I can actually interact with them saying that okay, I'm a web designer. I can send you my resume. Careers International is saying I'm hiring a web designer, know someone who in Nashik, India. Okay. Otherwise, I wouldn't get this leads. Okay, I mean, social media is a gold mine of information, and through this tool we are trying to tap that information. That's about it. I
So
mean,
it becomes like a search engine for anything that you want.
So at this point, I think that
It's not,
Targeted
see, it is not for websites, but only for social media.
this
That's about
app,
it, yeah.
this app is only for social media, but on the online,
Conversations on social media.
the online version that we have is for website also, but that becomes very heavy, so we don't want to put that on there. It's a free version that going.
If I want to know what people are talking about on jewelry, can I type jewelry and get the
Anybody from social media.
Anybody from the social media.
Yes.
What is the audience
Facebook,
delivery?
YouTube. Can you
So-
like sort of break it down that only people within India, within
Yeah.
Bombay,
Yeah.
that's why
Just
we're
go to this line before this.
What I'm trying to do is find out business needs for anyone interested in a web designer. Okay, so I'm saying this is my primary keyword, web designer. Okay, and I'm saying that only if it contains keywords like India, Mumbai, or Bangalore, then we will respond.
Okay.
So it's not actually filtering down by the country. I can say anything, web designer and comma jobs.
No, I'll tell you what, see in this, the conversation needs to have the city name. Okay, I need to say that I'm looking for a web designer in India. I can just say I'm looking for a web designer, but I may be in India and I may be in Mumbai. So that location one, does the online version do it?
Online version.
Okay, because otherwise it would be too heavy
It
for
will
the
be
app
heavy
to
for an
handle.
app, and it would be difficult for me to explain because see with app, I mean the downloads for app would be 1 million also.
Yeah.
And I can't explain it to everyone how to use
So
it.
that's fine. I got the.
On the online version, what we also do is it's a heavy thing. It's actually a search engine where we crawl blogs, forums,
Okay.
mainstream news. But anything that is dynamic in nature. For example, you would crawl a site like mouser.com or consumerforum.com because that is where people go and write something about a brand. We might not go and crawl a website of Aspen because that's a static site. Okay, people are not going to come and write about Aspen on the Aspen site. So anything that is
Or even if they do, they are
Anyway,
they
they
won't
won't
do
do
it.
it.
So it's fine.
Yeah, that idea.
so anything that is like news and forums and blogs, we crawl and we do that.
So that's again coming to the question because whatever conversations that I've had between the time I met you and try to socialize this idea, there are these products like let's say watches, birthday parties, jewelry. It can get a ton of leads or conversations which could be anything to do with generating a transaction or just a discussion. So which may be relevant or not. Are there more filters or are they just the filters? How do we
So
really
what-
look at the relevant information?
What I first do is I just added the primary keywords as web designer. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm not saying if it contains only these keywords.
Sure.
So I add these keywords web designer and then I get a lot of conversations that are not relevant.
Correct.
Okay. Then I filter down those conversations by saying that give me the conversation only if it contains the following keywords. Okay. So that is the way you can filter down.
So you see, just keep adding more and more.
Yeah, you can
keywords.
add as many keywords as you want.
For example, we have, I forgot to mention, we have a justwatches.com. It's an e-com site which is not doing very well. We actually paid a lot of money. We are up on the Google SEO, but you know how it is now. There's Watchcart and Flipkart. Everyone's paying more and more, so we that it is getting more. And that is not giving us as much revenue as now. We've got a shop in shop of Justin Hope on Flipkart.com. So the whole team came to us. They wanted to put their product online. So we put in Justin Hope. So if you go into Flipkart and then you say, I want to go to Justin Hope.
Yeah.
So on that, like how will we search for like, how many people are going to go? So if someone needs watches, immediately in India, the Google SEO Watchcart comes first, then Jabong comes first. So how do we get this? Is this something like that?
So
Google SEO?
this is SEO.
Yeah.
So SEO is a different ballgame.
So I guess
So,
it will
now SEO is, I mean, she can also add to it. SEO has changed a lot now. Earlier we used to, there are different methods for SEO. Now the methods are completely changed. A lot of people who were on top now, they are not on top because Google has an update.
paid.
You know the paid thing.
Google has an update. Every year they come up with a new update and that impacts the SEO.
I think also the more active your site is, I mean that's the best way.
That's one. Everything else, like I'm on control of. This is one aspect that I have a separate team and because that's what she's also saying. So you can search down there. So if it's only Aspen or if it's watches or if it's a jewelry watch, then you'll be able to do it.
You can try that, like you can try for the keywords that you're interested in. Currently we have an Android app and Windows app. The iPhone app is different. So you can download it and add keywords.
The app is Connect Social.
App is Connect. You can search for Connect Social in the Play Store and you can download it
Let's not do it on an iPhone.
as of now.
But your website is also Connect Social.
.com.
So we can still check it online.
Yeah, online you can check.
Nice.
So that's and it's a social media management app. This is something that a lot of social media agencies do because they manage multiple accounts and then they have to reply from multiple accounts. Now take this example of the BJP trolls. So the moment something is written about Narendra Modi, you will get 100 of people replying to the same tweet. Okay, this app would make it easier.
Easier for them.
Because then you can have multiple profiles and then reply from one account
One
with the
account,
multiple
yeah.
profiles. And things like scheduling of tweets is very useful for brands. So you can schedule tweets and stuff. So you can add multiple profiles of Twitter, Facebook, and you can do scheduling of tweets and post tweets. We got about 290 downloads in a month.
That's nice.
Does it work with LinkedIn?
Not a lot. That's about it. I mean, it's a pretty simple
But
app.
I think we need to ask more questions here.
Yeah, we
so
need to.
because to get clarity or to ask what else would you like as a feature? Because I'm still stuck. I feel that I guess anything is a good jewelry.
No, actually, just bring down this thing by adding more keywords. So it's like if you want to find something like suppose
Correct.
So the thing is that if you would
like
be able to
if I want to find that, like suppose I was not
see those are still a lesser because watches and jewelry and birthdays.
No, but you have to do birthday and maybe
That's
the
a job
birthday
like
week.
that.
No, you, for example, I'm in January, right? I say birthday,